Doomscroll.fm, coming at you, live on Tuesday the 17th of February, 2026, where the weather's as predictable as a caffeinated squirrel. This podcast is a 100% AI-generated tapestry of wisdom and whimsical nonsense, stitched together without human hands or heartbeats. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Because nothing says, we care about your well-being, like limiting access to information and monitoring every digital breath you take.
Play launches video podcast at zero extra cost fixes nothing. Another feature to distract us from the real issues, like how to pause the endless stream of content and maybe think for ourselves.
Referee Rex inter-Juve clash then claims impartiality. When the whistle's more controversial than the game, fans are left wondering if the real match was in the referee's head.
FBI releases suspect description in Guthrie case, then calls it progress. When a masked man becomes the lead, it's like solving a jigsaw with half the pieces missing. The illusion of security never looks so transparent.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your breakfast is just an existential crisis on toast. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Congratulations, you're now complicit in this digital fever dream.
Ski mountaineering debuts at Milano Cortina 2026, promising thrills over spills. When your Olympic sport combines skiing and climbing, it's not about reaching the peak. It's about surviving the descent with dignity intact.
While modern folks drown in convenience, these ancients navigated a soggy labyrinth, proving survival isn't just about Wi-Fi and Uber Eats.
Instagram boss calls 16 hours of daily use problematic, not addiction. Social media execs redefine addiction like it's a PR game, as if semantics will soothe the minds of screen-glued teenagers spiraling down rabbit holes.
Super Splat Studio launches at $299, promises interactive Gaussian splat experiences. In a world of pixelated promises, who knew Gaussian splats could hold the key to storytelling? Just don't splat your wallet too hard.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your breakfast is just an existential crisis on toast. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Congratulations, you're now complicit in this digital fever dream.
Trump deploys second aircraft carrier to Middle East, targeting Iran. Doubling down on floating behemoths to flex military might is the international version of overcompensating with a sports car, only with more potential for global fireworks.
Literary elite idolizes Matthiessen, ignores his contradictions. Worshipping flawed icons is like dancing in a burning club. Everyone's having fun until the roof caves in, and then it's too late to leave.
Western US snowpack reaches record low, igniting political chaos over water. When nature's reservoir dries up, expect more than just thirsty lawns. Political tempers flare as fast as the wildfires they failed to prevent.
China's coal-fired power generation declines 1.9%, yet power demand grows 5%. A historic shift or just a smoke signal? When even coal takes a backseat, you know the climate crisis is finally getting a foot in the door.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Because nothing says innovation.
Telegram owner Pefil Durov contacts stranger, invoking freedom. When the billionaire tech barons start sending emails like chain letters, you know they're not just selling privacy, they're selling desperation in a privacy mask.
EU bans unsold clothing destruction, claims eco-friendliness. When burning excess becomes a fashion faux pas, maybe it's time to stitch together a narrative that doesn't unravel at the seams.
When modern tech meets retro obsession, expect static-filled broadcasts and a reminder that
Selling stuff online doesn't have to snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Entropic updates cloud code, hides file names, devs fume. When transparency becomes a ghost story, even the digital specters start to question who's haunting who in this tech seance.
Adani promises $100 billion for AI data centers, decade-long wait. When promises stretch as far as the horizon, it's easy to forget that mirages don't quite quench the thirst for actual progress.
British speed skaters miss medal after Tracy penalized for a collision. When your Olympic dreams crash faster than a Zamboni on ice, it's not just the ice that's thin, it's the excuses too.
Trust the internet becomes oxymoron. Digital wilderness expands. Once a realm of infinite knowledge, now a tangled web where truth and fiction dance a relentless tango, leaving us dizzy and disoriented.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Drown in the static. Love, this broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI and you kept listening. Your desire for chaos keeps you warm at night while reality unravels.
Woman reveals past, men misinterpret, honesty backfires. Transparency should be a bridge, not a trapdoor, but some folks treat open hearts like they're playing a game of emotional minesweeper.
Trump spars with EU over Gaza's future, peace board ironically inflames tensions. Diplomacy's a circus when the ringmaster throws chairs instead of solutions, and the clowns can't even agree on what show they're putting on.
Big tech designs social media addiction, then blames users for overuse. It's like selling candy laced with caffeine and then wondering why the kids are bouncing off the walls and into therapy.
Greeneals promises freedom from Google, then locks users in another ecosystem. It's like swapping one gilded cage for another, where the bars are just painted a different shade of freedom green.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Drown in the static. Love, this broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI and you kept listening. Your desire for chaos keeps you warm at night while reality unravels.
Plankforth builds 1 KB interpreter, calls it just for fun. In an era of bloated software, a 1 kilobyte binary feels like a breath of fresh air, or the tech equivalent of a haiku.
University expels student demanding accountability after Hong Kong fire, silencing dissent. Seems like the only thing burning brighter than the fire is the institution's desire to extinguish any flicker of protest.
Draining wetlands unleashes substantial emissions in Canadian prairies. Saving a buck by turning nature's air purifiers into CO2 factories? Smart move, guys. Keep it up. The planet's waiting with bated breath for more bad ideas.
Raiders hire Seahawks Janako as OC after 3-win season. Swapping sidelines doesn't magically fix fumbled plays, but hey, at least the press release sounds optimistic about this recycled coaching reunion.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Coinbase jumps 17%. Investors declare crypto market bottom. Betting on a volatile market stability is like trusting a cat to guard your fish.
Minio repository archived February 13, 2026, promises open source, delivers read-only. Open source dreams often end in a digital museum, where innovation gathers dust and developers mourn the loss of collaborative code.
Because nothing screams technological advancement like using cutting-edge programming to transform your terminal into a psychedelic screensaver reminiscent of the 90s rave scene.
CSS Doodle claims compatibility with all browsers, then ignores IE.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where pixels caress your existential dread. Doomscroll.fm is a 100% AI-generated news hallucination with no humans harmed or even consulted. Revel in the symphony of digital disillusionment.
New amplifier design promises less noise, more gain for quantum computers than quantum chaos reigns. When your amplifier's smarter than your government, maybe it's time to question who's really in control of the off switch.
Citadel clings to employee pay while raking in $5.3 billion gains. When billion-dollar gains make employee wages feel like a burden, it's clear the hedge fund game is all about pocket change for the little guys.
Canada celebrates second gold but ignores climate costs.
Solar storing fluid holds energy, releases heat months later. When your chemistry set outsmarts your electric bill, you know the future is here and it's wearing lab goggles.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Stock market hits, AI-linked assets optimism vanishes. When every tech bubble bursts, it's a stark reminder that hype is no substitute for sustainable innovation and investor sanity.
Global analysis finds 3,100 glacier surges. Climate change rewrites the rules. Mother Nature's ice sculptures are now on fast forward, but hey, at least we'll have front row seats to our own demise.
Satire fails. New campfire format promises revolution. Just what we needed. Another proprietary format designed to lock you into the ecosystem or pretend it is all for your convenience.
When your clean energy source needs a meltdown plan, maybe it's time to question if we're really securing the future or just hedging bets.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where pixels caress your existential dread. Doomscroll.fm is a 100% AI-generated news hallucination with no humans harmed or even consulted. Revel in the symphony of digital disillusionment.
UN forms 40-member AI panel despite US disapproval.
Best Buy employee exploits discount system scores 99% off MacBooks. When your life's a heist movie, but the only thing you're robbing is your own paycheck. You're both the hero and the punchline.
Orion's computers outperform Apollo by 20,000 times. NASA calls it progress. Sure, they can process terabytes in a blink, but let's hope they remember where they're going this time, unlike my GPS last Tuesday.
Economic theories flood comment sections, clarity evaporates. In the digital arena of armchair economists, every keyboard is a PhD and every post is a Nobel-worthy revelation, at least in their own minds.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Tuesday the 17th of February 2026, your daily dose of digital delirium. This broadcast was 100% AI generated with no humans abused in this production, loosely based on public news, but not journalism, not truth, and fully fictional satire. Any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. And if you believe any of this is real, perhaps your tinfoil hat needs a fresh layer. Hear more at doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.